have you at any point felt genuinely unsafe?
Um, I think yes. I
Mhm.
should say yes.
Welcome to Postgrads. Two Columbia J School alumni walk into a bar. Tiffany, what do you think the punchline should be?
Well, if there are two Chinese journalists walking
Uh-huh.
to a bar, then they might walk away because there's no multi-serving in the bar.
That's wow. I mean, how do we even afford Maotai anyway? Yeah. So, yeah. Today we have Tiffany Le, a co-founder of the Poorlizter Show and now a news gathering producer at Reuters Beijing. Thank you so much for joining us, Tiffany.
Thank you for having me here.
So Tiffany, you went to undergrad at Renmin University in China, studying English literature and journalism. Was there a massive difference between journalism education in two different countries?
Yeah, I have to say like that's a huge difference.
Hmm.
Um, for example, I feel like especially in my undergrad, we care more not about how to like finding a story, this kind of process, but it's
Hmm.
more about practicing your like basic skills
I see.
on writings
Hmm.
and to research on what's the pros and cons of the current news and we're having. So it's
I
more
see.
about like theoretical
Hmm.
process, but here in J school, I feel like everything is like more practical.
Hmm.
Like the school just kick you out and let you to
Oh
find the
yeah.
old
Oh
stories,
yeah. Tell me
and
about
it
it.
was such a torture because
Hmm.
you are here as an expat and you're
Right.
not speaking with your mother tongue. You're
Yeah.
not even familiar with the society you're in. Every time I want to find something new, and I feel like that was such a common thing
Yeah.
for the Americans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's quite different.
I mean, yeah, I was terrified when my professor first like just threw us out in Chinatown and be like, you know what, go talk to people and then write a story. I suppose that's like kind of a journey that every journalist have to go through. You need to write your first story, which is going to be awful, which is going to be hard to look at years later, and that's how you get better, right? So, as a graduate of English literature, what is on your reading list right now?
Okay. Oh my God. I had to admit that like I'm not reading the very literature book right
I
now
see.
because like during my undergrad I do need to read that a lot. It's
Mm-hmm.
for like writing papers
Right.
and things like that. But right now I'm a bit more practical.
I
So
see.
I read a lot more on more theoretical book.
Gotcha.
One in my reading list and I'm still working on it is called I'm a Delivery Guy in Beijing.
I see. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Uh-huh.
nonfiction. It was
Okay.
written by a delivery guy.
So, why did you apply to Columbia Journalism School?
It's like more a one sentence story. It's
Hmm.
just that I want to explore another way of doing journalism in
Yeah.
a more diverse and more international environment.
Mhm.
But if for a more specific reason is that when I was having my exchange program in Paris, like in 2022, I met a lot of Chinese immigrants over there and I talked to them. I kind of like live with them. I visit them frequently
Mhm.
and see how their life was there. So that was the first time I have such a strong urge that I need to tell their stories.
Yeah.
From that time, I think journalism major is something I want to pursue for my master.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Was Columbia like the your first introduction to the United States, I suppose?
Yes, it is.
How was that? Do you think it lived up to your expectation?
Um, I feel like I met a very great cohort
Yeah,
in a J school.
I bet.
Everyone was from different places,
Hmm.
and they're bringing their journalism practice here and bringing their opinions and bringing their concern about their own communities.
Right.
And this is the part that I cherish the most.
Mhm.
And also because J school was based in New York and it's such a vibrant city.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
feel like I'm really the one who want to pick the city that I live in
Yeah.
and to start my career. So
Hmm.
I feel like New York is something that let everything happen.
Yeah, absolutely. New York City, what I always loved about New York is how tolerant it is to everybody. It includes everyone and it tolerate anyone, and that's what's so great about this city, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, in our previous conversation, you also told us that you mainly report on stories of Chinese immigrants and diaspora.
Mm.
So, what do you think is unique about the Chinese community, specifically in New York City?
I think people coming to the New York City, they have their own dreams.
Yeah.
It's a totally different one. They really believe in thriving here
Yeah.
and with their own hands they can make an effort. Um, I saw some people who with very good job back in China, but they still need to they still choose to live here and start from the scratch. So I feel like I really respect these kind of people who are willing to kind of like lowering down your status a bit and start everything all over again. And also there are small differences between different communities. Like we have Chinatown in Manhattan, we have Flushing in Queens, and we also have Sunset Park in Brooklyn. Different people have different communities, which brings different traditions from regions like Canton or Hokkaido or like even Taiwan immigrants. And all of them put it all together. They were under a name of Chinese American. And that's a very fascinating part of being another places, but with the similar cultural background and blood.
Exactly. And when you mentioned that, you know, they have a dream that they want to work their way up, start from zero, start from scratch, and they truly believe that they can make it big here. Like, you know, we always hear this concept of like having an American dream or whatever, but the thing is, working your way up, I don't think that's a like uniquely American concept. That is a concept that every human being possesses. That's more so of a like a dream of humanity than like what we like to call it, like an American dream, because it's not uniquely American. So, what are some of the biggest dilemmas that the Chinese immigrants are facing here?
I feel like sometimes we're stuck in the middle of we are either under-recognized by the US like mainstream communities or the government because we have visa issues. We are still foreigners and expat from the head to the bottom. It's because we lived in somewhere else for a very long time. It's a bit hard for us to 100% like sneak into the society and get assimilated or something. But on the other hand is that once you choose to go abroad, to some extent, some of the more extreme people in China were saying that you are not patriotic enough. You don't love China. But I don't think things are like that. You can still like promoting China or telling people more Chinese story even if you're abroad.
Absolutely. So and now you are fully employed at Reuters in Beijing. So how would you describe your responsibilities and your job role there?
Actually the full name of my job is called news gathering and visual verification producer. Like there's a time when like professional correspondent was not at the spot and there are a lot of like residents when things are happening, so they might recording something. So my job is to find them and see what kind of materials they're having and to ask what they're seeing exactly and finally verify what they're saying is true or not because of the social media there are also a lot of people lying and also because of the AI technique there are a lot of like fake news and fake images floating everywhere. So I'm more on a job with both news gathering and fact checking and verifying this kind of thing.
And you know, now with AI images and AI videos, I suppose like that makes your job exponentially harder, does it?
It is. It's really hard. I feel like especially when some regions with lack of reporting, for example, during the Iran protest, it's a bit hard because they don't have internet there. We have language barriers, and everything was kind of vague. So you need to be more careful because we are journalists, and like what we really believe is the truth and it's the reality. So I feel like if something is real, it's really, really important to us.
Well, absolutely. I mean, like if you can just generate a fake thing from a few sentences like you put in your computer, I think that's kind of like a very scary concept, especially for us, for journalists who care about the truth the most, right?
I agree.
And now we are entering a section of this show called the rapid fire question. So are you ready?
Here we go.
All right, let's do that. What is a core memory during your J school experience?
It was not related to J school at all.
That's fine.
It was just after all of my friends submitted the like the master project and we decided, like, we improvised to rent a car to chase the northern lights.
Oh wow, that's like how far did you go up?
I don't remember. I think we drive for like 3 or 4 hours and we saw nothing at all.
Oh, damn.
But but that was just like it's a midnight thing. So and we saw a lot of stars
That's
and the Milky
fantastic.
Way.
Yeah,
So that's the best part.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I was in Maine during that Milky Way thing, and I saw the entire thing right at my school's campus. Not to brag, but I did get a better view than you.
I'm so jealous. We saw nothing.
Okay, what is one sentence that you have said the most when you were interviewing?
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no, no. Our interviewees, our sources, they're all angels. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for your
truly.
patience.
Yeah. How did you celebrate the Chinese New Year that just recently passed at the time of recording this episode?
I was on a flight here.
You were on an airplane.
Yes. Oh, the exact time I was entering the costume.
Oh wow. So would you say that you celebrated it?
Yeah, I received some red packet from my friends.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's what's the most important. Like the money.
I got the money.
Yeah, exactly. The money is always the most important part of holiday spirit. I don't care what anyone else says, but it's always about the money.
Yeah. But sorry, I want to add something. When I was in J school, that Chinese New Year, I have a lot of like friends from different countries coming to my place, and we were doing the dumplings.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, there you go. That's also like a quintessential international Chinese students experience. Just making dumplings at home. Yeah, yeah. And what is your impression of New York City this time around?
Familiar.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, that wraps up our rapid fire question. All right. Now, let's talk about your experience in Poorlizter.
Okay.
Right. So, while at J school, you encountered one of the largest student protests in recent history, and you and your classmates founded the Poorlizter Show. Talk to us a little bit about your thought process behind founding that show. Like, what was the intent or the motive behind it?
Okay. So it was about to end our whole school year here, and to be honest, we didn't find much of our work being published or being seen by someone else. I think at that time we were a bit gloomy and want to find something to prove our journalistic skills. And that is when the encampment and protest happened. We were reached by some Chinese media wanting us to help them a little bit, but we don't love the way they want to narrate the story. And I know that once we give the rights to edit the story to them, we will lose control. So we think, why don't we just take advantage of social media? And why don't we just establish our own like newsroom or news products kind of thing? So basically we just like, it's just for like half an hour, then we decided we need to do this, and then for the rest couple of hours we got our cameras, we have more ideas about what's the name and which channels should we which platform should we start our channel, this kind of thing. So it's really quick. Yeah,
the name is really funny, by the way. Yeah, I really want to give you guys mad props for that. Yeah,
thank you.
So the Poorlizter is founded by 5 female Chinese reporters, and I wonder, how does girl power factor into the narrative of the newsroom?
So when we start to make our team, first of all, we don't have many like male
reporters. That's very true. No, that's true for this year as well. So
it's for the industry thing.
Yeah.
And we just feel like, actually we have such a close cohort, so we have a larger group chat. We just shouted in it who wants to join in, and then it's just 5 of us who was available at that time, because someone might be busy with some other stories. And we just went to get an edit room and we have a simple discussion, and then bang, that's it.
So what is your role in the Poorlizter Show, and how exactly does the newsroom operate?
To be honest, we have some people specialize in different areas. For example, for recording and for editing. Like Ingrid, she's good at like making posters. Jia and Sky, they are good at shooting and editing because they were taking the short documentary classes. And Eva and I, we were more like general operations.
I see.
For me specifically, I'll do more about, for example, writing the captions on different social medias. I'll adapt and tailor that into different channels. And also I'll do the voiceover.
Oh, awesome. Oh, okay. So we heard your voice during those videos.
Yes, all my
fantastic.
voice.
Hell yeah. So yeah, and what was it like when you were the busiest with creating content?
Oh, that was That was horrible. You know, when the school was
Yeah.
totally like shut down, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
decided
yeah.
not to leave.
Uh-huh.
We just sleep in the Poorlizter hall.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, we didn't go back home for
Damn.
like 2 or 3 days, so we didn't take shower at all.
Oh, wow.
And we have some other friends who escaped from the campus, and they come to visit us. They were squeezing their quilts and pillows through the door,
Yeah,
through the barricades of the door, and giving us pizzas. And because there are so many breaking news happening, especially when the students encampment, they took the Hamilton Hall and make it to a Hinds Hall.
Hinds Hall, yeah.
And the second night, when the NYPD broke in and arrested all these students, we didn't have sleep. Or we were just like sleeping one by one. So we
take turn.
Yeah,
I
take
see.
turns to make sure that there is someone finishing the editing, and the others were just taking a nap on the sofa or on the chair.
That's awful. And how did you balance your passion in Poorlizter and your obligation in schoolwork?
To be honest, that was almost the end of our semester.
I see.
I don't have much very intense story to report on, and also we have 5 people here.
I see.
So like when we want to go out to do something, other people will fill into the blanks and to finish the labor. I think that's a good part to work with the team, because like everyone only have 24 hours.
I see.
And sleep less.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's me as well. When I have schoolworks, people ask me how do I complete all the schoolworks. I'll be like, I mean, I can always sleep less.
Yeah.
You just yeah. So you mentioned in the Poorlizter Show that a lot of your friends and family were very concerned about your safety during the height of the protest. So I want to ask whether during your reporting or when you're just simply observing, have you at any point felt genuinely unsafe?
I think yes. I should say yes, because I feel like that was basically because there are a lot of rumors, so we don't exactly know what's going on. And we were really close to the police and to the protesters, but we are trying our best to not join in the protest, but in a position of the recording everything.
Yeah.
And we have members who accidentally went into the hall when they were taken. So she was recording when the protesters was trying to smash in the windows.
Yeah.
And we have members when we were recording the arrest. She was pushed by the NYPD, but it was basically not very severe, not very serious situation.
Yeah.
But we sense that, of course, there is insecurity here, and also because we are foreigners, we are not Americans, that give another layers on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it really started to get bad when police actually show up on campus and started arresting students, because nobody expected the university to actually do that, to call the cops on their own students. And and that's when I think students are realizing that they are in actual danger. And because the Chinese audience might not know this, but Colombia is kind of known for student protests. They have a protest every 2 months. It's like it's not anything new, but like this one is just so much more massive in scale and so much more serious in all types of involvement. So which makes us much more dangerous than the other protests. So what have you learned from reporting on the conflict between Palestine and Israel, as well as just student protests in general?
I think what we are reporting is still quite far from the real war zone, because right now, working at Reuters, I get to know more about the detail for the Gaza conflict, about the real residents and real citizens here being killed, being bombed, all these kids. I feel like I have a strong feeling of how people from afar can voice for the people who are literally in danger and they have no voice coming out. What we're trying to do is bringing something from afar to somewhere in front of you to let you know what is going on. And we're trying to narrowing down the distance. This is a really important lesson and really, really significant experience in my journalism career, though I just started it. And I really appreciate working with all of my colleagues, teammates. And I really feel sorry when I was doing the reporting. I saw all these tears and all these angers. Yeah, so it's really complicated.
Yeah, no, I agree. During the protest, we witnessed a lot of conflicts between the students and the police, between the protesters and the counter-protesters, many times even between the school board and the student body. So one thing I noticed in the Poorlizter Show that you guys always will present statements from both sides. You will always interview someone from both sides and to give them both equal chances voicing out their opinion. So I want to say, under all these circumstances, what do you think objectivity means for a student journalist?
Because we are from China and we literally have never lived in Middle East.
Well, yeah.
And we are atheists. We don't have religions. So this gives us a more neutral understanding on both sides. Of course, what we are against is the killing, is the death of very innocent residents in Gaza. But I feel like it's what we are taught at J school, and what we're holding the journalism belief is that we will give equal voices to both sides.
Well, yeah.
And I feel like when everything is so chaotic, it's really important to listen why people from two sides have this kind of opinions.
So I think one of the topics that was consistently brought up during these conversations was is the power of student protest throughout history. Now, as we're probably standing at the turning point of history, do you think there is anything to be learned as the new generation of journalists?
Take advantage of social media.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah, it could be bad, but it could be good at the same time.
Yeah.
And also is that while learning traditional journalism skills like in-person interviewing and like writing stories, it's also important to absorb some new techniques like data journalism or OSINT, rely on open source, doing the investigative in a new era. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, social media does one thing very, very well, is spreading information fast. And sometimes that just includes good information and bad information. That just depends on how we utilize them. Yeah. So we're coming to the end of our show, where we usually give our guests like a few minutes just to kind of monologue away. And I want to give you this prompt, Tiffany, that, what would you like to say to yourself a couple of years later? That you are probably still in journalism, you're probably not, doesn't matter. But just right now, do you want to leave a time capsule to your future self?
Oh, like how many years after?
I don't know, let's say 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. 5 years later, I'll be close to 30.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I hope that 5 years later, you have become a journalist that you wanted to become when you were 25. And I hope that you have developed your beat, I would say, successfully. And you have several stories that you are quite proud of yourself. And you are still curious about this world. You are still passionate about storytelling, no matter if you are still stick to the journalism industry or you want to pivot your interest to somewhere else. But I sincerely hope that the past 5 years experience is really a pleasure for you. Yeah, absolutely. And that's Tiffany Le, and stay tuned.